Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Timothy. I woke up early on my born day. You could say it was written, I would adorn the stage. The essence of adolescence crept into my presence when I dropped the illest message. You could say I got lost in the tapes. It was around the time you thought a laptop was a miniskirt, when Dolores said the culture had not been of any worth around with Tipper only her. Rapper lots of offended words are different from the critics admitted that I did observe. The brilliance what these girls and boys did, building a culture so poignant, gave a voice to the voiceless. The science of the M's killed the silence of the lambs, who took the street corners and made the live as a jam. They thundered, they doctrine over drums and bass knocking, doctoring music players into musical instruments, jockeying loop layers into beautiful increments, contorted torsos and unusual pivoting. It more so is due to for reassembling a fragmented lives over grooves and bending riffs. That's why we fight to keep the youth remembering they made beautiful culture when viewed as degenerates. But now people acting like the culture doesn't matter. It's tattered, loaded up with the evil of living backwards, and people feast at the scene of the disaster where the carcasses the vultures gather. We're remiss if we look over those factors. If we're not careful, it could be the close of the chapter, cause we got a lot of meaningless discussion. We on some yup. You wanna check there when the beat is playing in the National Football League. We happen to have footage for all eyes to see. Crimes of that magnitude don't appall the teams, as long as all y'all watch football for weeks. They can't consume too much booze, abuse steroids, gorge opioids. It's construed as their choice, but if they view injustice and use their voice, the NFL will ensure that those dudes are destroyed. Look at Colin kneeling at Coliseums across his career, but bought with it possibilities of freedom. What a nice spot to be in, following your conscience leaning and lose the job, what you had always been dreaming me. How is Mark Sanchez better than Cap or Matt Sims, a veteran you have to have? There's no bearing in facts when comparing the stats, so you gon' have to be more clever than that. They want us rapping and balling, but not really talking. Shut up and dribble while they are watching with all spring. Rapping and balling, but not really talking. Shut up and dribble while they are watching with all spring. Balling and rapping, we can do often. Our stock is falling the moment we start talking. Rapping and balling, rapping and balling, rapping and balling. It's awesome. A woman said a co-worker died on the way to the office. Her desk was clean before she stayed in the coffin. It gave her caution of what she was offering to a job that could dispose of her with little thought in it. 25 years devoted to a company, and there was nothing of hers that they would want to keep. No mementos or photos to come and see. It all left her wondering what would come of her rushing to work and slaving for a job that would question her worth and dispose of the things the way she doesn't deserve. The whole thing caused her stomach to turn. What could she earn in this pursuit of the win, giving best of her days to this dutiful stint? Even if it all came to a beautiful end, her conclusion was this: it's all vanity. There is no As the economy teetered on the brink of collapse, but God's sovereignty, I was eating off the fat of the calf. I never thought that the job would slink out of my grasp. Within a blink, I was packing up boxes and bags. Within weeks of that, the lad who took the job I had, he and I, we happened to cross paths, and hesitantly, we exchanged pleasantries. It was awkward, we decided to leave and let it be. It's in that moment that I began seeing, and severing me, they were setting me free. Because the longer I sat in that office and stewed, the more it was becoming a coffin with a view. For the sake of making a living, I was forsaken, I was living. That's the thing, men, putting boxes off, then we'll do. I had to choose if I could afford the luxury of the drudgery that was crushing me, or follow God into this other thing, where the average pay of a salary wasn't paying back Sally Mae, and filling the crying mouths of babes. It's a dilemma hundreds of thousands face. I chose to follow God and step out on faith. We only live once.
I would definitely say my favorite piece of furniture. I've thought about it long and hard, and nothing compares to my bed. For obvious reasons, right? I feel like if my bed could talk, people would learn so much about me. My bed has seen me when I'm exhausted, when I'm at my most vulnerable, sometimes even when I'm at my most productive. I work a lot sometimes in my bed. When I'm at my most romantic, when I'm feeling my sexiest, and when I'm not feeling my best, and when I'm sick. So definitely my bed, because I have leaned on it so much and it has never turned me away. It's always been there to support me, literally. So definitely my bed, and I thank God that beds can't talk.